Okay, with a title like this video, I know it deserves some explanation, but just hear me out. But first off, two things. If you like my content and would like to see more, then hit that subscribe button and maybe leave a thumbs up and a comment, especially with the stuff that I'm going over. I would really like to know your guys' opinions about all this. And I know that a lot of people complain about the algorithm, but right now it's kind of sucks. And it sucks not just for smaller YouTubers, but it also sucks for larger YouTubers. And that's actually something else that I will be going into a little bit more in this video. And the second thing, this was supposed to be my 1 year anniversary video, but I feel like this topic is a little bit more important. But let's just go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Here are my ramblings on my thoughts on Furry YouTube. So not too long after I got back from MFF, I started having a lot of really bad post-con depression, especially when I looked at my YouTube channel. I just looked at all the content that I've made so far, and it just seems so cookie cutter to me. And I started looking at some other Furry YouTuber channels, especially the larger ones, and honestly, it seems that they have gone the same way. Now, I'm not saying that the content is exactly the same thing over and over, but it seems that everything has the same template. They just put a different, fresh coat of paint over each template to make it look at least a little bit different. But the entire idea of the videos or content made is kind of the same. And I noticed that I stopped watching a lot of Furry YouTubers, say for a handful or pawful. And I started looking more into why that is. And after I saw that everything just kind of melds together now, nothing really seems too different or innovative to really say, hey, this is really different content from what someone else is making. And I know that there are a lot of other furry YouTubers that do make a lot of different content that's not really furry related. But it seems that if you don't talk about furry stuff on YouTube, then you really get nowhere. So I started talking to one of my friends about it that I visited during the New Year's weekend, and he even said that furry YouTube was kind of boring. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, furry YouTube seems to be a bit boring. I also mentioned this to one of my friends on Discord, and then he actually sent me a following community post by the YouTuber Simple Nix. That community post reads as follows: I think right now is a turning point in the furry YouTube space. Almost no YouTubers are creating content, and I think a lot of bigger names are realizing that the genre has gotten pretty stale. And I'm pretty sure I know what Simple Nix is referring to here, but we'll get to that in a second. Fursuit cuddles, crushes, trying different candy, talking about hot Pokemon and V-Stars is all overdone. And for the most part, I can kind of agree to that. I definitely know that content isn't the mainstay on YouTube, but it feels like the template of that type of content is what keeps going. Like I said, same template, different coat of paint. Curious to where this leads. I think people are realizing there's a difference between furry YouTubers and YouTubers that just happen to be furries. Don't limit yourself in your content. Find what makes you happy. So yeah, it just seems that this is the same thing over and over again for the most part. And like I've also said, it seems that this is kind of the only content that you can really do and expect to get anywhere on YouTube, or at least furry YouTube. But Simple Nix said that they think the bigger names are realizing that it's gotten pretty stale. And I'm pretty sure they're referring to a tweet by Beta Ada Delota where he said, furry YouTube is kind of boring. So yeah, that's actually something pretty big. Having a larger furry YouTuber say that definitely has to speak volumes when you're talking about the genre that you're technically part of. And Beta and Simple Nix, if you're watching this, and I hope you're watching this, especially since I'm going to be tagging you in the videos and things, I honestly want to know what your opinions are on furry YouTube, especially Beta. Simple Nix obviously has his entire thoughts about it in a community post, but Beta didn't really elaborate it on much, and I would definitely love to know what his opinions are. And Beta, I know that you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you want to talk about nerdy stuff. I'd like to talk about nerdy stuff. I really want to talk about video games. That's kind of the whole reason why I created a second channel to talk about video games. Video gaming has been a huge part of my life, and I've been inspired by a lot of other YouTubers like AVGN. Pretty sure we all know the nerd. Some Call Me Johnny, Peanut Butter Gamer, Pro Jared. So I would really like to make content like that. And don't worry, I will still be uploading to this channel. However, it might take a bit of a different direction in some videos where it's not furry related at all. I'm just kind of here. I want this channel to just kind of be my for fun channel where I can just upload anything. Doesn't matter if it's furry or not. I just kind of want to use this channel to have fun with. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, the algorithm right now on YouTube is not that great, especially for even larger YouTubers. It doesn't seem to be that great. And smaller furry YouTubers and smaller YouTubers in general, they seem to be suffering the most. And there's a lot of great furry content creators out there that make completely different stuff other than just furry things. I would love to see more of that. I would love to see more support for that. I'm not an expert on trying to figure out how to actually fix those problems. And one of the things that I'd actually like to do that might help out would be do more collabs. I would love to do more collaborations with furries. I think that would be a massive boost in smaller furry YouTube space. Not just collabs with smaller furry YouTubers and smaller furry YouTubers, but also large ones with small ones, and just kind of a mixed bag of everything. I'd love to see more people actually working together on this platform. And another thing that I'd really like to do, and I've mentioned this before, but I really want to get more into music. I absolutely love music, and that's an art form that I don't think is explored very much in the fandom, especially not here on YouTube. And I know that there are some furries out there that really want to actually get into music, like Corey. And you know what, actually? Right here, right now, I'm calling out Corey Coyote. And if anybody is watching this, I want you to get a hold of Corey and tell him that this guy in a wolf costume is calling him out. Corey, listen to me. You're still a furry. You'll always be a furry. And you can't deny that. And yeah, I know that you say, oh, the fandom's not this loving, accepting place that it used to be. Look, I've been a furry for going on 17 years. There's always been some infighting and junk in the fandom that most people don't like. And I've talked to other furries that have been furries for way longer than I have, and they say the exact same thing, that it's just always been here. Even during the 90s and the 80s, it's always had some sort of infighting in it. But Corey, I know that you want to get into music. I know that you want to do more guitar stuff. And you know what would be amazing? I could throw down this thick, mean riff, and you take and come in and solo over top of it. That would be great. That would be some serious, bomb-ass content. I'm not gonna lie. That is something that I think that furry YouTube space needs right now, is some really good, amazing music content, because I don't see hardly any of that in the furry YouTube space. And I really want other furries to get on that too, especially mostly because I need a drummer. I don't have 4 or 5 guitars and basses for nothing. So that's something that I definitely want to get into, is a lot more music. I want more furries to come in and also do more music, because I want to do music with them. Making music alone is not fun. And I know I'm small. I know I don't have a lot of weight to throw around in the furry YouTube space or just in the furry fandom in general. But to show that I am being serious about this, I'd like to start uploading me just doing guitar stuff or bass stuff, or maybe do a vocal cover of some of my favorite songs. And I'm definitely really excited to start doing some of that. I've been trying to get equipment and practice a lot to get it done. I'm just really, really excited to actually do this, because it is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I believe now is the time that I can do it. So the music stuff, as well as the game channel that I'm currently working on, is something that I'm really hoping to really push out this year. Well, I think this video has really gone on long enough. I would love to hear your all's thoughts, especially Simple Nicks, Beta, Corey. I would love to hear your all's opinions on Furry YouTube as a whole. I definitely would like to have you guys part of any of my projects or work on any collabs. That would be a lot of fun, especially if we're doing something like the video game stuff where I know Beta wants to do. The music thing is also like something I've really wanted to do for a long time, and I just want to take and create music. But like I said, I want everyone's thoughts on Furry YouTube, on the stuff that I'm working on, and hey, if you want to take and catch up and keep up with all of my content, then hit that subscribe button. Go follow me on Twitch. I really love to hang out with all my audience on there. And yeah, also Twitter's kind of thing, it exists. And any of the subs and follows that I get, I have so much appreciation for everyone who does that and comes back and watches my videos. And I want you to take and go do that to so many other furry YouTubers who also deserve so much of that, especially since there's honestly so much good furry content out there that honestly should be watched more. But until the next time, guys, I will see you in the next video, and Spectre out.